Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. Welcome to my review for the Power Rangers Dino Fury Gear Up pack. So these are kind of the same things that Bandai used to do, where you'll have a mask and a weapon or weapons. A different case about this though is that it actually does come with a US exclusive PR weapon, which actually was in the show. You know, sometimes with these, they would include an exclusive weapon that wasn't in the show, or they would include a really cheap or small version of one that wasn't, or that was in the show, excuse me. But in this case, this was one that actually was used in the show, only in one episode so far, so that's why it's kind of interest to look at. So if you didn't know, this dagger here was used in episode 1 of the show. It's a US creation, but it's actually made its way into the show before we even knew about it. He used a key on the sword to create this dagger weapon. Literally, as of this recording, you could be watching this in the future and maybe they used it more, but as of this recording, he only used it in episode 1. And it was kind of a surprise, kind of a neat one, because I like to see original creations, and this thing isn't too bad. So I like that we actually got a release for it. I feel like I'm still waiting on a release of their communicator from Beast Morphers and that backpack they promised, but it doesn't do much. See, it's sitting here in my hand as a dagger toy. That's all it does. It doesn't make any sounds or anything like that. This is a little bit hollow. It's kind of that cheap sort of role play version. I mean, they're all role play toys, but you know what I mean. Like the costume set version that just is meant to be sort of like clashed with so it doesn't break or hurt kids or anything like that. But it doesn't look half bad. You do have a cheaper plastic here, but the gray actually looks a little bit better than some other ones that have looked cheaper, especially in some recent PR and Sentai toys. And the paint on this honestly isn't half bad either for both the silver and the gold. And the eye has the nice outline on it, which is a detail I could see them skipping. I mean, it doesn't look exactly like the show like always, but it does a pretty good job for being a toy from kind of one of these little role play sets. And since it's actually a dagger in the show, it's actually pretty close to the size it is in the show. Again, it's only been used in one episode. Who knows if we'll ever see it again, but if you're a completionist that likes to get everything from the show, this is kind of neat that they actually have this and it's not just kind of a, you know, a US exclusive but not in the show type of thing. Now, as for the mask, this is sort of your more traditional mask. It is hard plastic, and I think it looks pretty nice. You can kind of see through the black plastic here for this, so you can see. You know, it's not going to be completely black, so you'd be able to see through it. You probably get that quality better in cosplay, but it is a fairly nice quality. It's different than the one I recently covered. I'll put up a little side footage there, and then again, link to the review. But the other one I just covered is a lot kind of bigger, chunkier. It's almost like a half helmet, and it includes a lights feature. That's kind of almost more of a halfway between a display piece and a cosplay thing, whereas this obviously is meant to be worn for masks for kids, but the other one's kind of a little bit more of a higher echelon, and this one I think is better for a cheaper option to just hang on your wall, and I actually kind of think that the silver looks a little bit better on this one. Maybe it's just me, but it doesn't look as cheap. It has a little bit more of a shine to it, and then the eyes look good here, and I think this overall looks good for what it is. I think for what this is supposed to be, I think kids will get a kick out of it. You can put a mask on and you have a little dagger sword to swing around, but for collectors, again, you have this, which is nice for completionists that want to get all the weapons. And these, I think, make nice display pieces if you're into hanging them on the wall. That's what I did with the Beast Morphers ones last year, which I liked. And this is much more in line with those. In fact, you know, unless you are really trying to do some sort of half cosplay and you like the more half helmet style of the light one, I would just recommend getting this just because it's just a little bit easier and to hang on the wall and cheaper, and then you get this too if you're a completionist. But the other one's actually pretty cool too for what it is. And you get like the nice sort of soft goggles in here, which is, it makes it feel higher quality, and then this can fit you. I'll cut away here quickly to show. Like, it's not going to fit on my head, but I can put it on there. As you can see, it does technically fit me, but it doesn't exactly cover my whole head. So unless you have a tiny head or a kid, your best bet for this is display, but hey, at least you can wear it. I do appreciate, for what these are, again, the quality of them. Like, it's a nice quality plastic. You have this nice rubber in here for safety, but it also makes it feel of a higher quality, excuse me. And I mentioned in previous reviews how Bandai used to do these, but as the years went on, they really started to cut corners, and they just kept pulling back more features and more features to the point where there was like no visor, and it was practically just like a red face mask thing. So yeah, this isn't for everyone. I think kids will like it for what it is. If you're a collector that's a completionist, this honestly isn't half bad. It's not something I'm going to go out of my way to give Toy of the Year, but if you really want it to complete your collection, it's not bad, and you get a nice mask to hang on your shelf. That's about it for this one though, guys. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.